It's February 8th, 2022, and this is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm Brian Troxell, and you can trust me because I'm wearing a sweater. President Biden met German Chancellor Olaf Scholz yesterday and urged a stronger stance against Russian aggression from Germany. Isn't Germany 0-2 when it comes to global conflicts? How much mileage is Biden expecting out of this? In a joint press conference with New York City Mayor Eric Adams, Biden said the recent uptick in violence should be solely blamed on guns. Tisk, 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 when will those guns ever learn? Afterwards, Mayor Adams asked the president for a September 11th style response to the pandemic of gun violence, which then prompted Biden to invade Iraq and force toddlers to wear masks. First Lady Jill Biden says her goal of free community college is, for now, dead, since Congress did not pass the Build Back Better legislative plan. People who are hoping for a chance to go to a college they couldn't otherwise afford will instead get a free course in television repair and an ultimate set of tools. I'd tell you to talk to a history professor if you didn't get that joke, referencing one of Sean Penn's lines from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But the First Lady says Congress didn't pass another bill that would help you understand pop culture references from the 1980s. Spirit Airlines may have a new owner. What? Frontier Airlines is offering to buy Spirit for nearly $3 billion. If approved, the combined Frontier Spirit will be the nation's fifth largest airline. It will also force our writers to find another company to mock.
Merger? Oh.
The National Archives had to retrieve several boxes of White House records that somehow wound up at former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. According to Trump's advisors, the records were simply spending the winter in Florida. Spotify will not remove Joe Rogan from its service, despite controversy surrounding Rogan's podcasts that featured him saying numerous racial slurs. Nickelback is threatening to release more music on Spotify unless the company removes Rogan. And it was revealed over the weekend that Joe Rogan has deleted all Neil Young songs from his iPod. 7 people died and dozens were injured after a doctor in Russia told his patients to drink battery fluid. Wow, I cannot even imagine being able to afford to go to the doctor. Harsh winter weather continues to batter most of the continental U.S. Here now with a look at this weekend's weather is Sketchworks NewsBrake non-meteorological weatherman John D. Babcock III.
Thank you, Brian. John D. Babcock III here at the Sketchworks NewsBrake Weather Desk. We got some cold temperatures coming in this weekend. Let me show you over here. Take a look. Des Moines, Iowa at 22. We got Fort Waukesha, Wisconsin at 18. We have Ann Arbor, Michigan at 1600? 1600? I know. 1600? Who put that? How did that? I guarantee you it's not going to be 1600 in Ann Arbor, Michigan over the weekend. 1600. Right, isn't that funny?
No, it's not. Sunday night, the Pope appeared on an Italian late-night talk show. This is the first time he, or any other pontiff, has ever appeared on a talk show. And Francis took the opportunity to urge more solidarity between nations of the world. He then showed a clip of his appearance in the upcoming Tyler Perry movie, Tyler Perry's Pope Medea. Can I get an amen? Resurrecting in theaters this Easter. I think I'll wait for that on streaming. Over 300 dogs and cats are up for adoption after being rescued from Afghanistan. If you're interested, just remember, it might take time for them to adapt to their new surroundings because they don't speak English. On a construction site in Romania, 40 Roman skeletons were discovered with their skulls between their legs. From the position of the skulls, archaeologists are convinced these were 40 politicians whose heads were stuck up their own asses. Some things never change. A man is dead after a shooting aboard a Greyhound bus in California, which is tragic. But at least he didn't have to sit next to the smiling homeless guy touching himself. It was not me this time. Delta Airlines CEO is proposing a national do not fly list for unruly passengers who don't follow orders. Let's see if our writers can get over the shock of the Frontier Spirit merger to come up with a punchline for this airline-related story.
Must write punchline. Not involving Spirit. Delta. Spirit.
Nope, I guess not. In Winter Olympic 2022 action that doesn't involve China trying to cover up genocide and other atrocities, the quarantine hotels are increasingly targets of criticism from athletes who are lobbying organizers in China for improvements. The biggest complaint of all? Not enough condoms. The Washington football team, nay Washington Redskins, has a new name again. Washington's mediocre NFL team now has the mediocre name Washington Commanders, the Commies for short. Next season, get used to hearing such phrases as, "The Commanders blew another commanding lead," and "The Commanders have lost complete command of the field," and "Washington Commanders, my ass." The Denver Broncos are for sale. Anyone interested in buying the Broncos should contact Denver. Serious inquiries only, please. A solar flare ejected from the sun at the end of January will start hitting Earth tomorrow. The solar flare, when you take into account that Mercury is in retrograde, leads many experts to the conclusion that the Rams will win the Super Bowl by 6 points. I know sports was the last segment. We didn't want to give away the punchline. A man in Iowa was sentenced to prison after killing his friend in a fight over mayonnaise. At least they think it's mayonnaise, because that's also just what people's blood in Iowa looks like. Diana and Chris Crouch of Houston, Texas, have named their newborn son after the doctor who successfully treated Diana when she suffered complications from COVID-19. The couple christened their baby Dr. Rosenbaum Crouch. A new study from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission showed that over the last 20 years, 600 kids have died from falling TVs. What a shame. All those broken TVs. That's all for Sketchworks NewsBrake. We'll be back next week, and we hope you are too. I'm Brian Troxell. Say hi to your mom for me. Tell her it's just mayonnaise.
Oh. Well, that hurt.